What's up, y'all? Welcome to the In the Blind podcast. Today we're joined by a couple of guys that are two of the funniest people that I've ever met. And we're
Super hot dudes.
Also joined by our new co-host, Mr. Stephen Barker-Lyles here.
I'm glad you dressed up for the occasion, Stephen.
Thanks for having me over.
You can't tell he's a big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. And
I just found this stuff at Goodwill.
You'll learn
I thought
that
it looked nice.
very quickly. But if you didn't know, we're in a band together called Love and Theft, and we thought it was fitting for us to continue our foray into entertainment as a duo. So I'd like to welcome our guests today, Mr. Justin Danger Nunley and Matt Lyda.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
What up?
How y'all doing?
Good. Living the dream.
Living the dream?
Oh, yeah.
I guess the dream that's a subjective thing, right?
It's very subjective. You know, some days it's a nightmare. Some days it's a wet dream. They're all still dreams.
Seems like you're more on the wet dream side of things these days.
Hell yeah, brother. Whenever this guy's around, you know what I'm saying?
How could you not?
Not in a gay way, though.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
No homo, as they say.
No homo, yeah.
Homo erectus.
That was one of the species of humans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Y'all were smarter than I am.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I listened for a few years in biology.
A few years.
I did.
I think it was freshman, junior, and senior year, maybe.
In the trailer park, it was all about the chemistry. That was our whole thing.
Did you guys have any meth labs in your trailer park?
Man, the ice skaters would come through all the time, brother.
The ice skaters.
Come in there to get themselves some meth. Man, that crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. I thought they were buying rocks. You know,
Actually,
I thought it was like
rocks.
I thought it was a witchcraft person down there selling them like spiritual rocks or whatever. No, it was
Now,
just
if you
meth.
get good enough stuff, it's spiritual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're talking about crystals.
Well, I tell you, hey, it's got to be good stuff. I've never tried it. It's got to be good. If a feller will go strip all the damn copper wire out of a AC unit, it's got to be good. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
I didn't realize how valuable copper is.
Bro, there wasn't a car that had a catalytic converter in it in my town. Not a car had a catalytic converter. They were all gone. People stopped replacing their catalytic converters and just went straight pipe. You go to the country and you hear exhaust that's really loud. They go, oh, man, no, that's just the fact that they got their catalytic converter stolen and traded in for $40 so somebody can go get some meth.
$40 is wild. I've got a buddy that owns a muffler shop. And you know, he takes those off the cars, and he has this special room. It's a hidden room. That is how valuable these things are.
Really?
It is a hidden layer at his place, and it's full of catalytic converters. He's like, yeah, I got the guy coming and picking these up tomorrow, and I've seen how many. I'm like, yeah, it's not that many. How much money you gonna make off that? And he will throw a ungodly number out. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, no wonder. Shit, if I wanted to get on that smack, I'd probably go steal some of those too, you know?
I had a cousin get on one of the things where you lay on it to go up under a car to change the
creeper?
oil. Yeah, he'd get on one of that, and he'd be at a mall, and it was a two-man operation. He had that Sawzall, and he hit them catalytic converters, and he'd roll to the next car. Now the guy'd grab the catalytic converter out, throw it in the bed of the truck, and they do that in the middle of the night. And they did that. You know, that was their job. They go get a bunch of catalytic converters.
That was my dad's side hustle in high school. He would
Stealing catalytic converters.
he would steal parts off cars, and he would coordinate with the friend, and they'd collect the insurance money, and he'd get paid, and they'd split it.
That's wild.
I knew your dad was.
Oh, you know what's insane?
The statute of limitations.
His
is
dad's a
gone now.
preacher. Just
That
in
was
case you're
pre-Jesus.
wondering. That was pre-Jesus. Pre-Jesus. He found the Lord.
That was PC. That was BC,
Yeah,
right?
BC.
Before Christ.
He's in his AD era now.
You think about uneducated country people, if they applied themselves to a real job.
Oh, Lord, man.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they go in these labs making crystal meth. Like,
It's
bro,
some of
you
the
can go
craziest
work
work
like for
ethic
NASA.
There, yes.
Screw that. They could have done cured cancer. You know, you put some of these rednecks in a legit like science medical field, they'd cure cancer.
Yeah, yeah. But instead, they're just making meth
Yeah.
and having kids.
So y'all just started a podcast together, right?
We did.
Now, have y'all both had? I know you've had a separate podcast, but do you have your own podcast, or you just have
No.
your online social presence that is absolutely killing it? By the way, but
Yeah, no, I've never done that. I've been on everybody else's podcast, and every time I did somebody's podcast, they'd be like, "Man, you really need to do a podcast. Like, you're pretty good on these."
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. I'm still not completely retired. from active duty military. I retire, you know,
Really?
at the end of this month.
And you're in the Air Force,
So-
right?
Air Force, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you know, the first 5 years of me doing social media stuff, I was still active duty military, working every day of the week and everything else. So I mean, I was like, I don't have time for it. So when Skillbridge started and I had a little bit more time, I said, man, and it just so happened, he got fired, and I like to help the less fortunate, so I went and
You're
pulled.
a good friend. Good friend.
Yeah, he got fired by the Undertaker, so I went and I called him and I said, hey man, I know you're down on your luck, and I'd hate to see your wife out there on the streets working for y'all, so. We could probably start a podcast together. And he said, yeah, man, she's getting ready right now. It's a good thing you called.
She was.
Yeah.
I just got done taking pictures. She was pouring milk over her feet into a bowl of cereal. And I was like, well, I mean, it's either this or I go on the road with Justin. So I might as well.
Well, it's funny that you say it's either this or I go on the road with Justin because I learned earlier that you do have a Foot Finder account.
I do. And it's Feet Finder, not foot.
Oh, Feet Finder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Foot
now,
Finder would be for like an amputee.
Okay,
you
gotcha.
know,
that
Okay.
one-legged
foot
Mexican
fetish.
that was in Las Vegas with me, he's got a Foot
Okay,
Finder
gotcha.
account.
Okay.
I've got a Feet Finder. You know what I mean?
So it's plural.
It
Feet.
is.
So
I have
you-
two.
So you have to feature both of your.
You do.
both
Cause,
feet.
man, that left foot's jealous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
I
good
get that.
point.
I don't
He's
know
a-
what that means.
My left foot is as jealous as it can be. This
the
right one
hell
gets a
is he
lot of
talking about?
attention. But
He's
that-
wanting to reenact movie scenes with his damn toes.
Can you?
Would that not be great?
I want to see this page. I had a really good Foot Finder idea, but it's like you in another person's foot, and you and like your buddy, and you put it in like dip. It's like 2 feet, 1 cup, but like 2 different feet, but like two dudes, or it could be a girl's foot, and then you like dip it in like mustard, like all the different
Mashed
things.
potatoes.
mashed potatoes, and gravy, like all the things that taste good in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never put any thought into any of this.
yeah.
No, I think about it
And
all
I've
the time.
never thought that I was normal by any stretch, but y'all think of some weird shit.
Yeah. Pampered Pinky Prince. Feet Finder.
Pampered.
And
And there's no.
That's
you have
awesome.
no posts, right? You haven't.
I haven't posted
any?
anything yet, but being here around y'all, it's motivated me to do it.
We got some great cameras. It can be HD, your first
Bro, this
4K,
could-
your first
yeah.
post.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
The pixels, the pixel number, it would be ungodly in here.
I think it'd be hilarious to have like a really hot girl, and it's like scanning down, and all of a sudden it's like my feet that are in there. Though. You know what I mean? Like,
You're already
I think-
brainstorming. I
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. I've got a lot of ideas for it.
So
but
when can
no.
we expect the first post?
I think maybe tonight. I think I might go ahead and go back to the hotel. I mean, we're staying at the Aloft. Them carpets ain't clean, so I'll just go in there and just do some weird stuff, pour coffee on it or
I like
something.
that.
Some-
I like
yeah.
that.
I agree with him. The carpets are probably not clean. I cannot go to a hotel where I don't have Crocs or flip flops. I can't raw dog it on hotel floors.
Dude, I read some study just about hotel rooms in general, and I feel like I need a hazmat suit every time I go into a hotel.
I don't want to read
mean,
about it because there's no way around it. You have to say
Yeah.
that, or an Airbnb where the cleaning fee's like $1,000. You know, so
But I'll sleep naked in a hotel, but
That's
I won't.
wild.
I won't walk around
That's
barefoot.
wild.
They
I don't
wash
sleep
the
naked in
sheets every day.
hotels.
They
you
don't
think?
clean them floors.
You
every-
think?
You think we stayed at this old school hotel in Stillwater, Minnesota the other night? I think it was built in the early 1800s.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I mean, I think there was like a 150-year-old like wig that had just been in my bed because there was hair.
I thought
gray
he was about to
hair
say
all over.
pubes.
Well, I mean,
I
I
thought
think
you were
he's
saying
trying to
woman.
say that in a very polite
I was
way.
trying to be nice, but I definitely there was all kinds of shit in this bed,
Man.
and they had not washed the sheets in a while.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? If I go to a place like that, and I have before, and it was in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Oh, you remember the play? Okay.
Bro, I will
Memorable.
go. That night, I went into the room, saw the room, and I was like, there's no other option here. Now, I was still military. I was on a military work trip, right? So I went to the first sergeant's room. I said, hey, I need the keys to the car. And he's like, for what? I said, I just need to run down the road real quick. I'll have them in the morning at breakfast. I went and slept in the car.
Really?
I was like, I ain't doing it. I'll sleep in a rental car before I'll sleep in a nasty hotel room. I can't do it.
Damn.
Uppity.
We were on tour with Brad.
Boy
Pitt.
gets
What
a little
a
bit.
diva.
Boy gets a few followers, and now look at him. You know what I mean?
Hey, dude, this was like 2016. Didn't nobody know who the hell I was. I just wasn't going to do it.
Dude, our band back in the day, like we put them through hell. I mean, we were on tour with Brad Paisley playing like the parking lot for the Opry Next stage. And I remember we were in Hartford, Connecticut, and the amphitheater down there is in a really bad part of town. There was only one hotel around. I think it was a Super 8. And I remember our drummer, a guy named Hubert Payne. He's played with Little Big Town for the past few years, and I remember he called me. He's like, "Dude, I gotta get out of here. We cannot stay here." And I was like, "Man, it's not that bad. Our room's okay. A little bit of blood on the wall, but not that bad."
It was that
Dude, we walked
place.
into
There
his
was
room,
blood on the wall.
There's like blood splatter everywhere.
It was weird.
Needles like under the bed, like alcohol swabs and stuff. A tourniquet this guy had been shooting up with, all over the place. And he steps on the floor and steps on a crack pipe and cut his foot.
Oh my God.
He was like, "That's it." Like he was about ready to quit that day.
No, thank you.
And then what actually caused him to quit was I used to drink a whole lot, and I had trouble finding the bathroom, and I would think that the aisle of the bunkhouse was the bathroom.
I remember that night.
Because his wife Jenna was on the road with us. They were sleeping in the bunk above me, and I just remember waking up, pissing all over the floor, and hearing Jenna go, "Eric, what the fuck are you doing? You're peeing on the bus." And I guess that woke Hubert up, and he's in his socks, and he rips open the bunk and just slams his feet on the ground, and just piss splashed everywhere.
He quit the next day.
Yeah, he went in the back lounge. I heard him back there just cussing up a storm, screaming at me.
He's so
Seriously,
sensitive. I don't
24
get
hours
it.
later, he's gone. It's like, what did I do? I just pissed all over you.
Yeah. Some people pay extra for that, you know? I mean, you know.
I
for this. It was probably a good move for him. He went on to bigger and better things.
But isn't it great when you can afford that first nice hotel room though?
Oh yeah, it's the best.
It's a game changer, ain't
Yep.
it? Like
Our
24-hour room service has really good food still.
yeah.
Yeah, like we were on tour with Tim McGraw, and the first tour stop was in San Francisco, back when San Francisco was really nice.
Yeah.
Before it turned into an absolute shithole. And we were like required to stay in the same hotel as everyone else, and they were kind enough to pay for the hotel rooms for the whole tour for that first weekend because they wanted us to all rehearse for a couple nights. And I remember that we felt like we were kings. Like we got to stay there for 4 days, and like the Four Seasons or the equivalent of that. It was so nice. And the rest of that tour we were in Motel 6 in a Econo Lodge. But
It is tough to go back to that.
It was. I mean,
It really
was
is.
incredible.
It's like flying first class for the first time,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh.
Or the first time I like a private jet, I remember that I was like, I see why these people love this and would never want to go back, but it's so expensive.
You know who hates flying private?
Who?
People that have never flown private.
I was wondering who.
I've never met anyone that flies private that hates flying private.
It's the people who've never flown it. They man, what a great way to travel.
Yep. But like you mentioned something earlier about how you were on a flight, I think, with Christian Chenoweth or someone was, and like.
No, that was John Christ, wasn't it? Is that, Yeah.
Okay, or someone said something. They were like, "Yeah, she got off, didn't even like have to go through the airport. Just walked right down the stairs and got into a Porsche or something.
Yeah.
And they just drove her." I was like, I didn't know that actually happened.
Oh, that's a nice. It's
I've
a
seen it
nice
happen to
service for.
politicians, but not
Yeah.
anybody
Is
else.
It's a nice
Kristen
service Delta
Chenoweth
has.
the one that sat on my lap at the award show?
Yeah, and then we did that show with her on it. We
Oh
played-
yeah.
Yeah, she was cool.
We're like, yeah, it's nice.
A tiny little thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, very little. How did y'all meet?
So he reached out for me to come on him and the Undertaker's podcast, 6
Okay.
Feet Under, with Mark Calloway and Matt Lyda, who got fired after I came on. But
I love how he says this a lot.
So what happened? Did you get fired?
so I went on did the podcast, him and the Undertaker, and me and Matt stayed in contact. And when he was no longer with the podcast, I said, hey, everybody says I should do a podcast, and you kind of know your way around, so you're done riding the coattails. Come ride mine for a little bit,
So the thing was I called him and I told him, I said, hey man, this is not with 6 Feet Under anymore or anything like that. And he's like, what happened? I was like, yeah, this is what happened. And it was literally, do you remember the next day you calling me?
Mm-mm.
You called me at 8:30 in the morning the next day. I was on my way to the office, and he was like, hey, when we starting a podcast? And I was like, I don't know. I'm on my way to Nine Line right now. I have no idea what you're talking. All right, I'm gonna put you in touch with Carissa. We're gonna make this happen. And he hung up.
Is that how I did it?
Yes. And I was like, okay.
What in the hell was I doing up at 8:30?
You were
I
still
don't
up
know.
from the night
That's
before.
wild.
Yeah.
No, dude, I got to get my sleep. If I don't, boy, I am a
It was.
nightmare.
I was on my way to work, so it was before. I usually get there about 9:30, and I text my wife. I said, Justin Nunley just called me, wanting me to do a podcast with him, and she was essentially like, "Well, the Lord works in mysterious ways, don't he?" And I was like, I guess so. We'll see what happens. I said, I don't know how serious he is. It's awful early for him to be calling me. We'll find out.
You can put that cereal bowl away now, honey.
Quit pouring the milk on them puppies. We good, baby.
I just told her she can get name brand milk now.
I guess the moral of the story is if I call you if I call you before 10 a.m. and I pitch you a business idea, I'm serious about it.
It's going to happen, apparently.
Because it was about a month later we was filming the first episodes.
Maybe, just a month or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
We still don't have a podcast home. That's why we've been here all day.
Yeah.
Using this studio. We've just kind of been roaming around. We're like homeless entertainers. We just, we
It's cool, though.
ask for favors. We got different scenery every time. We're eventually going to, we're working on it right now. Getting my.
I like it though. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a thing that y'all were doing.
No.
No, we just don't have a home.
Well, it
But
looks like
may-
a thing, so
it
keep
may
it going.
it may wind up being a thing because it works out perfect because everybody's got a podcast set up and everybody's got cool ass podcasts. It's honestly not a bad idea just to roam around
Yeah, I
and
think it's
find
cool.
people in the different cities, and just batch record.
I
And it's
literally
just-
thought that's what y'all were doing. I was like, that's a good idea.
Well, the thing is like if you come to Nashville,
yeah.
I mean, between everybody that we know, it's like, okay, we can do 500 episodes just here in Nashville if we
You
wanted
could.
to.
Well, yeah, we had a spot open tomorrow. Somebody wasn't able to make it, so I just picked up a phone, called Chris Young, and was like, "Hey, man, you got any time available tomorrow? Like, I'd love
Yeah,
to."
I got a bit of a bone to pick with you about that
Yeah.
because I was sitting over there earlier when you were texting with Chris, and he texted me. He goes, "Hey, man, a couple buddies that have done a few favors for me asked me to be on their podcast. I'm not going to be able to do yours this week." And I sent him a picture of it, and he goes,
You mean
"Oh,
these guys?"
So I don't know if we're going to have Chris on our show on Wednesday, but
Trap him for tomorrow and just say, all right, you got to stick around now.
your
You're
ass
here.
down.
That's funny. That's
awesome.
funny. I didn't cause a rift there, did
no,
I?
not at all. Not
No.
at all. Yeah, he's been
That's
a
great.
such a good friend of ours
Yeah.
for years.
Chris
I
is
just thought
such
it
a
was
good dude,
hilarious.
and during football season, I always do fantasy football with him. What he's talking about the favors was we do fantasy football together, and I'm in a fantasy football league with
Right.
him and a bunch of others, and he'll always call me on Monday morning, or he'll text me and be like, "Hey, can you jump on the pod real quick?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, just call me whenever," and I'll jump on. I'll talk
Right.
shit about the weekend or whatever, especially if we play each other. And yeah, so I told him, I said, anytime you want me on, in person, like I'll come up to Nashville.
Is
and
he
do
still
it.
doing it? Because I know he started during COVID, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're still doing it.
Okay.
He was doing it this past fall. I know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're doing it out of that. What is that bar over there?
Tin Roof?
Nope.
No.
No, it'll come to me in a minute. It's like a little sports bar, kind of off Broadway a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
Nice
'cause
little bar.
it was
Hustler?
There was a few of them that were doing it, right? Together?
Yeah.
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 So-
No, that's not it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but he's a great guy because we.
Oh, so you sent him a picture of me sitting in the chair?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Because he'd asked me the other day, he's like, "Are you guys still shooting over at Duck Blind?" Because when I was building the studio back, I guess probably February, he was over at Losers next door, which he usually is.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a podcast." Like, yeah, I'd love to come on y'all. So when I sent him the picture, I guess he put it all together. It was like, oh fuck it.
So when this was winters, we're sitting out there eating right for lunch, and Chris is out there with us, and we're Steve and a couple other guys. These girls come up and they said, "Are you Chris Young?" He was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Can we get a picture?" Absolutely. So he gets up there, and I was like, "Man, y'all just want to take a picture with Chris, but you don't want to take a picture with the whole band, huh?" And the girl's like, "Are y'all the band?" I was like, "Well, yeah." And it was like just three friends, and we're like, we get up and we all take a picture together, and Chris is like, "Yeah, this is my drummer. This is my keyboard."
That's great.
That's awesome.
So this girl's probably got a picture somewhere on Instagram where it's like, "Oh, Chris
Big
Young and the whole
CY's
band."
Oh, that's awesome.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
My son told me to ask you about. He's like, I was like, "You have any questions you want me to ask them?" He's like, "Justin's got ask him about his bazooka or rocket launcher or something like that. Do you have a
Flamethrower?
flamethrower?"
I've
And
got
I
a
was like,
flamethrower.
He evidently knows about.
Dude, I
that
love
or
that
something.
flamethrower. That
He's
thing's fun
seen it
as hell.
somewhere. I was like, "Where'd you see that?" I was like, "Yeah, I seen it on
It sounds like you need to monitor his online age a little bit more. How old is he?
11,
11?
going on 15.
Yeah, that's. I mean, my 11-year-old. Yeah, that's funny. So we got kids same age.
Yeah.
Is that your oldest?
Yeah, he's my oldest.
Yeah. My oldest is 15. My youngest is 11. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
It made an impression because he remembered it.
I
He knew
loved it.
exactly who you were.
I
He's
love
like,
it.
hey, yeah, I don't remember. He may have said flamethrower, but I just remember it being something dangerous and awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he was like, you got to ask him. He's
That
got one. He's got
flamethrower's
one. I was
awesome.
like, he's got one of those? He's like, yeah.
Is Redfin your company?
Yeah, I'm co-owner of Redfin and Waze Energy Drinks.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How'd you get into the energy drink space? I know it's
they-
very
you know-
competitive, and there's a lot
Yeah,
of people
Oh,
doing it,
this one?
They
which is
Waze-
delicious, by the way.
We
Yes.
appreciate your service and sacrifice. That's what WAVE stands for. We give 10% back to military veterans and first responders. It's a great product. It's clean energy. It's an energy drink with a purpose. We exist to give back. We're not just trying to build a brand and then sell it.
Right.
We're building the brand so we can truly make a difference in the veteran space and the first responder space. But Redfin Polarized and Waze kind of came about the same way. They reached out wanting to talk about doing a brand deal or whatever, and I said, y'all are kind of startup companies. Why don't we talk about equity? In the company, I would love to buy in or whatever, and it just kind of went from there.
That's really cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen on your videos, like your display case and stuff. I was like, that's pretty nice. And
Yeah, Redfin
Figured you were
Polarized.
part of it.
I've wore a lot of different glasses over the years, and when they initially came to me, I said, there was a certain brand that I loved to wear that I had wore my entire adulthood, and I said, you better have a good product if you're gonna get me out my glasses, because I'm a brand guy. I know what I like, whatever. And when they sent me some Redfins, I said, oh, these are hands down the best glasses I've ever wore. They're comfortable. They don't give you, like the ear fatigue or anything, and crystal clear clarity, So
Nice.
I said, yeah,
You ride a lot too, right? Are they good for that?
I do. I wear them while I'm riding. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wear it down I-65.
That's great.
I rode back half the way from Milwaukee wearing Redfins and a half helmet.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool. So, and you live in Georgia, you're in Alabama, right?
No, I'm in Florida,
Oh, you're in
Fulton
Florida.
Beach.
You're from Alabama.
I'm
right?
from North Alabama, yes, sir. Yeah, up around Muscle Shoals,
Okay.
a little town
Yeah.
called Cherokee.
Nice.
Yep.
I was in Muscle Shoals a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
at one of the studios filming something.
Yeah. Fame or
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I was at
Fame.
Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
a great
sent me
docu-
some pictures, and I was pretty
Great
jealous.
documentary. If you've never watched it, is Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I mean,
I
the
have seen that one.
music history out of that place is wild.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know quite a few bands from Nashville that have gone down
Mm-hmm.
gone down there to record, and it's like same recording experience that we would have had here. But he was like, "There's just some type of magic that
There's
comes
something
out of
about that place, yeah.
I don't know, it's the console, the history, what it is, but it just there's something different when people go
Mm-hmm.
down there and record. It's pretty cool.
Well, a lot of people say that it's the noise outside also. The noise that Nashville has.
Right.
You don't have that there. So
makes
they
sense.
say that for some. My ears ain't that good. My hearing ain't
Right.
that good. I've spent too much time in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I can't hear my own self fart, but got the tinnitus. I called the tinnitus hotline not too long ago, and it just kept ringing. I don't know.
That is such a bad joke.
It's a joke, though.
I like
There's
it.
It's a joke, though.
There's no such thing as a bad joke, just a bad audience. Always remember that.
Yes.
That's true.
Oh man.
So
tinnitus
how'd
is
you get
fun.
fired from 6 Feet Under? What'd you do? What'd you do?
That's a good one.
I've done a lot of great things in my life, and this is the one thing that keeps getting brought up in my life. I didn't get fired.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. No, me and Taker built that podcast, and I was the one that brought the idea to him, and we ended up, he was the one that said, "Hey, let's make it a podcast." I had a different vision for it. I never wanted to be on the camera. I could care less about being famous. I like going to Walmart without people recognizing me, all that stuff, right? I don't want that life. I've been around enough people to where it's like, oh, that doesn't look fun. He goes, no, you're going to be on here with me. You're going to be a co-host of this podcast. Okay. So we did it. We did it for about a year and a half. And September 2024, we ended up being the number 7 podcast on Spotify.
Wow.
Dang,
Interviewed Donald Trump October 18th of that next month or whatever.
that's awesome.
So I knew that we weren't going to be. It wasn't going to be a long-term thing. I knew it. I knew that Taker didn't want to do it for a long time. His schedule of filming stuff with LFG and just WWE, he was getting more involved, and I was like, how can I squeeze another year out of this? And I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to get that. I just had it in the back of my mind. This probably isn't going to last past 2025. And went into the studio, and we filmed.
He was right.
Yeah. The gut feeling was true. We went in the Friday before the Super Bowl, and we filmed with Diamond Dallas Page and Jade Snake Roberts. And
That's
great, great filming and everything. And then at the end, we did one, just me and him. And I was like, hey, man, how's everything going, And he's one of those people, he's one of my closest friends to this day. But we would film, we wouldn't talk to each other again till we got back in the studio.
Right.
Like, it was just, he's not a big talker or anything. And
No, same.
yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk in between filming.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
And then all of a sudden he goes, well, man, I need to talk to you. He goes, sold the show to WWE. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, and I just knew, I was like, and they don't want me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I think we're going to go in a different direction. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's, I got fired. And, I got replaced by WWE Hall of Famer, which, also shares a bed with him, and Michelle McCool.
Oh, there you go.
So
See, if you'd have just gave him sexual favors, you might have stayed on.
Oh, that's a good point.
I tried.
Yeah, you should just given him the login to your Feet Finder account. Be rolling in it.
But, it was a heck of a run. I mean, like I said, we sat down with the President of the United States.
Yeah,
Anywhere from Justin to the President. That was our guest.
It's too wild,
And it was one of those moments where we've all experienced them, where you're just sitting there sometimes and you're going, how in the world did I wind up here in front of this person asking these questions?
Yeah.
And for me, a lot of times it was with the wrestlers, because growing up in the South, everybody's a wrestling fan, right? And it was like, holy crap, I'm sitting here with Jake the Snake, or I'm sitting here with the Godfather, or Kane, or whatever. And then when it was with the President, I was like, holy dear God.
That's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
It's almost fitting that it ended the way it did for you, because, when you interviewed the President of the United States, one of the most, I think, as it goes down in history, one of the most influential men in the history of the world.
There's only been 46 of them?
Yeah. How do you go up from there?
Yeah.
One of the most influential, one of the most polarizing
Yeah.
in presidential history,
For sure.
I'll say this. I hate politics. I don't believe in either side. Both sides are stupid, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no good side. But I will say, he came in that room before the cameras ever got turned on. The first thing he did was he walked in the room and walked up to all of the ladies in the room, my wife, Undertaker's wife, and introduced himself, and then was like, I appreciate y'all coming. I appreciate y'all giving up your husband's, time and your time and everything else. He was so respectful, and he made everybody in the room feel special. He made everybody in the room feel like they were important. And he was a person, once we got done filming, he spent another 30, we were supposed to have 28 minutes with him, and we sat down with him for 60, and then he spent another 30 minutes afterwards. Biggest regret of my life. He looked at us and he goes, who wants to go to Michigan with me? And we all kind of looked at, I was like, Taker's like, well, we got to go home and stuff. And I'm like, he's not asking me this question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not asking Matt, hey, Matt, do you want to go to Michigan? And I'm just like, God, man. I look back at it now, I was like, man, I wish I'd have done that. Jumped on Trump's plane and went to Michigan for a rally.
Put that out there unless you were dead serious.
Yeah, that would have been cool, right?
That'd been incredible.
But yeah, it was a fun run, but it was also exhausting. Doing a podcast, as you know, it's work. You know what I mean? The research and everything else.
I was thinking about it the other night. We've played thousands of shows together, and those days can be exhausting. But you're really only on stage for an hour, and when you're shooting podcasts, usually you shoot at least a few in a day, and mentally it's incredibly draining just to sit there and to be engaged. It's like, where else in life do you really do that, where you have to be on for 6-9 hours in a day, and people just think, oh, you're sitting there talking, but it actually is.
Oh, it's mentally draining.
Yeah. Even physically, it's like, I'll get home and want to go to the gym afterwards, and I get there, I'm just like, I have no energy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you y'all research stuff before the podcast? I walk
Yeah,
in and sit,
flamethrowers.
Dude,
I
I
my
walk-
son do my research.
He's like, that was the only question I had to ask. I'm done here. Dude, I literally walk in and sit down and just start talking.
Yeah.
It seems to work out so
Yeah.
far.
I think the thing is like I get a couple of little tidbits of information. But like today, when we sat down with you guys finding out about Taylor Swift and stuff, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And I
you
was
blew
like,
my
okay, this
cover
is
because I did read notes.
But I mean,
You
like,
didn't read the notes.
I didn't read the note. The thing is like the guests that we've had on, I know enough. Like I'm just such a music fan. Like I know enough about like the careers, but I could care less about like on stage. I love the stories of on the road. You know what I mean? I love the what happened in the bus, what was going on the road, like what's the worst hotel, what's those experiences like. And I figured out with Undertaker, like nobody cares about the matches. They care about what happens on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, interviewing other country artists or people in entertainment, it's like we know what goes on backstage. We know what happens when the cameras are off and there's not a crowd. So it's like we can very strategically pull those things out of other people. Whereas if it's just a fan asking a question, I mean, you can straight up ask how that happened. But I think we can kind of tell a story that leads into somebody else being able to, oh, well, I have a night like that. And it kind of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable.
And you can also guide it to where it doesn't end in a divorce. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I know what I would want out there, and what I wouldn't. So you can be careful, and as long as you feel comfortable and I feel comfortable, it's those are the moments where you can actually start to have a conversation where people are really intrigued and engaged because I haven't heard this artist talk that way before. So I think it's an advantage of us getting to do it together now is we both know our experience together, and we have a lot of experiences with a lot of these artists together. Whereas, if it's me and somebody else that they aren't comfortable with, it's a little more difficult to get someone to open up and relax and feel comfortable. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it, and I'm looking forward to doing that with you just to
it's fun.
see what we can get out of people, really.
Yeah.
But in a comfortable and a respectful way. But, I mean, just I want people to feel comfortable, and that's how we built the studio, to feel cozy and just like a place where people can come sing a couple songs if they want, talk, do whatever.
But I'm not going to sing.
Well,
Why not?
We
I
all
heard you singing
appreciate that.
earlier. It's pretty good.
It's not. He's being nice. Like, this is how he tries to warm people up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got butter you up, so you
I
give us
can't.
something.
I'm telling you, I'm tone deaf. I can't carry a tune in the bucket at all.
Prove
I don't
it.
know
There's a guitar right there.
Have
Somebody
you been at any
plays
of these live shows from these TikTokers, and some of them can't carry a tune in a bucket either, and they're on the radio. So.
I didn't say it.
We all love Cole Swindell.
I was not talking about Cole.
Hey, Auto-Tune was Cole Swindell's best friend.
My wife graduated from Georgia Southern. Go Eagles. So.
They might take that out of the podcast. When he said, wow.
Well, it was definitely, he sings a lot better than the people I was referring to. So
Well, give us one name.
I'm not going to do that.
You know what? You've got the editing power. Just
You can bleep it.
we'll bleep it. I just want to hear the name.
I'll tell you after.
Damn it.
He doesn't trust him.
He's like,
is
that's
bla-
ratings. Leave that
Jake,
shit
hit the
in there.
bleep button.
This is
over and over.
blackmail. I need a raise.
I'm smarter than that.
Well, you guys have a good
I'm
set.
not. I'm not. I would just straight throw it out there like, shit. Yeah,
And then it's
I've done
afterwards.
that once already, and I got in trouble. So
Justin starts texting afterwards. Okay, what I said there, please make sure that this doesn't get into the podcast.
No, Carissa just watches everything before it goes live. So I'm like, is there anything in there that's bad? And she's like, no, I think you're good. Okay. Because you know what? If I stop getting paid, she don't get paid.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good point.
that's a really good
Her
point.
paycheck is dependent upon the success. So,
Yeah. So, yeah.
So Carissa is the gatekeeper.
Yes.
Yes.
Babysitter.
Babysitter.
She's the
Babysitter, yeah. Business manager / baby, yeah.
I mean, that's
She's got
we've
it. She's
needed babysitters a lot.
Oh,
Dude,
my
she's got a
gosh.
tough job,
We haven't
too,
had enough
because I'm-
babysitters is the problem.
It was the problem on the road. Like, you guys are out partying and all this other stuff. Like, it's just you just had yes people around you instead of somebody telling you, guys,
I
you
mean,
got to
we
straighten
had
up.
people telling us what not to do, and we basically just flipped them the bird and were like, we're having fun. We're gonna do whatever we want.
Hell yeah, brother.
And we egged each other on, dude. It's like, I mean, we it wasn't like one of us was the crazy one and one of us was like had it all together. We were both just like, hey man, let's do this. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
Because what ends up happening a lot of times, you end up getting separate tour buses, and you
Yeah.
hate each other, and you just go on stage and you spend that hour of being nice to each other on stage, and then you go back to hating each other. But
we've never had that. It's been awesome.
Y'all never fought?
I mean, barely.
Barely. We've had one physical altercation. Like,
Oh, let's talk about
this is
that.
the very beginning of our career. We were on one of the first shows we ever had a tour bus on.
Yeah.
We was on tour with Taylor Swift. And, like, it wasn't even, like, it was an accident. Like, you know how the tour buses have the pneumatic doors?
Yeah.
Like, we had just, like, a little argument. We were all just wasted. So Steven's standing at the door. Me and Brian are standing up there talking. We just argued. I don't know if it was about the show or something happened in the meet and greet. I don't even remember what it was. But Steven's somewhat passive aggressive, especially when we get
Both of y'all
Somewhat.
seem very passive. Y'all are just
Yes.
like, yeah, whatever.
And that's come with time. We haven't always been that way. But so Steven would sit there and just hit the button. The door would slide open, and he'd just be standing there like just mean mugging both of us. And he would say something smart ass and then shut it and then lock it. So like we'd be banging on the door trying to get in there, and finally he opened it, and Brian grabs the door, rips it open, broke the pneumatic door. That's one thing that happened a lot back then. Like we'd bring the bus back after a week out on the road, and I'd be like, "How the hell did you guys ruin it again?" Like
Eric would throw stuff out the window though. He broke a he broke a clock one time over his knee, and he had to get stitches on his knee because he didn't know it was glass.
that was
And then
plastic. I was gonna crack
he
it
threw it out
the
the window.
I just had this shard of glass sticking straight out of my kneecap.
Oh,
Couldn't,
my
like,
Lord.
It locked up my leg.
And then wait, did you shove me or did Brian shove me? I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. So anyways, he like walked forward, and I like poked him in the chest, and one of the pillows had fallen out of the bunk, and he like fell backwards and hit his head on the floor. He's like, "Oh, you fucking pushed me, man! My friends, we don't fight like that." So like, I'm calling the cops.
And I
So then me
did.
and Brian locked the broken door on him and just
You
kept him in
legit
the
called
back
the
of bus.
cops?
No, our tour manager was a cop. He got us out of. Oh my gosh, man! He was Taylor Swift. That's how I met him. He was Taylor Swift's tour manager, and then I guess she fired him or something. And so we were like, "Hey, dude, come work with us." He got us out of so much stuff, dude.
Yeah, we were on tour with
Really?
Tim McGraw and Brantley Gilbert, and we were up in Michigan somewhere. Just finished playing, and there was another, like, I think it was Brian O'Connell with Live Nation. He had two tour buses that he just brought, like, family and friends from Nashville up that weekend. And then there was another random bus there that nobody knew who it was. And it was
If you show up in a bus, you can get back there. I tell you what.
anyways,
It's a good trick.
Like, guys at a concert, they go there, and the girls get in a meet and greet line. Tour manager sees pretty girls, like, "Hey, you want to come back to the bus, hang out for a little bit?" Wasn't our bus, but they had gone back on somebody's bus. The
I like it. He's like, "What
This
our
is in
bus?"
this is in
Don't
Phoenix.
come in.
It was Phoenix, yeah, that's right. And all
I
of a
remember
sudden,
that town.
we're driving down the highway, and apparently somebody starts shooting a gun outside of the bus. Our tour manager, Jason, also had a CDL, so he's driving us to the hotel to pick up the driver. And, like, all of a sudden, these cops come up behind this car. We get pulled over, and, like, cops come on the bus, like, looking for some underage girl, apparently. And, like, apparently, like, this guy's daughter had gotten with this group of girls and gotten on somebody's tour bus. Again, not ours. But thankfully, he was a cop, and he literally walked him back through the bus, let him check every bunk, everywhere. Like,
He got us
made
out
sure
a lot of stuff.
there was nobody there. And
Could you
then-
imagine if she would have snuck on there and you had no clue, and
Oh
she
my
would have been
God. Passed out
tucked
in one of the
away on one
drunks.
of the bunks and you didn't even know?
Yeah, we were
Bro,
screwed.
explain that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude, we had a couple nights driving down the road again. Somebody just, like, we were all asleep, and we all of a sudden hear gunshots out of nowhere. And again, pissed off boyfriend thought that, oh, it's a tour bus. It's got to be whoever it was that my girl was trying to hook up with or something. And again, he luckily always carried a pistol and, like, flashed his pistol. He called state troopers and had them pulled over. He pulled over behind it, worked the whole thing out. But if we hadn't had
That's no
him on the
big
road with
deal.
us, we would have been screwed.
That is
so many
wild.
times.
Uh-huh.
And we were
Yeah.
fortunate enough to where we were never in positions where we really were doing anything wrong in those situations. I mean, we did
Right.
crazy stuff, but never anything really, like, bad stuff. Like, I mean, it was illegal shit that we did, but nothing, like, bad.
Right.
If
It
you
may
know
have
what I
been
mean.
illegal, but it wasn't
Like, yeah,
bad.
like
I mean,
misdemeanor illegal, not
Exactly,
felony
exactly.
Yeah,
illegal.
exactly.
Nothing we
Yeah,
could have really gone to prison for a long time for.
yeah.
Jesus
I
saved
think.
us. He forgave us.
We had a good time, though.
Justin, with your posts, like, did you ever have a moment you're like, dude, when was your moment like, wow, I could make money doing this? Because you've been posting for a long time.
Yeah, about 5 years,
Yeah.
every single day.
You haven't taken a day off in 5 years?
I haven't taken a day off since 2020.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you have like one post that you're like, it was like that was like the one that like really everyone like shared the most? Like,
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I throw so much content
Yeah.
out, man. Like I don't even. I could have a video go 40 million views in 24 hours, and I would never see it.
I was
like
trying to.
Wow.
I mean, like I would see that. I was like, oh man, when did that pop off? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I've literally since I started, I have kept my head. Here's why. 2020, I start doing videos, right? Didn't have no clue how to do content or anything, right? I start doing videos with my wife, you know, saying, hey, Crystal, you hear a joke? And she'd be like, no, not really. I'd be like, I don't care. And then I would tell the joke, right? And so I had amassed a decent following doing that, right? It was about 600,000. And, but, you know, it was hard to go viral. You know, for me, it just hadn't clicked yet. And I was scrolling one day, and one dude was given, you know, 9 times out of 10, when you hear somebody talk about how to grow your account, they have no clue what they're talking about. But this guy, he said, you know, the key to it is find, you know, and I'm paraphrasing him here, but find what people love to see you do, and then just do it over and over and over and over again, right? And I was like, it don't make sense, but it kind of does, right? So I was just laying in bed one night, and I was scrolling, and it was this girl asking, you know, like, how do you throw a punch? And I was just like, no, with your hand, you know? And I was like, oh, why don't I just interrupt her, you know, and then give some crazy random fact, right? So I did, got up, recorded, you know, with your hand. Listen, did you know? And at that time, it wasn't even listening. It's like, hey, did you know that, you know, a cumulus cloud weighs over 1 million pounds? Didn't even get the fact right? Or anything. And it went viral, right? And I was like, maybe it was just one of those things where I was like, oh, in the moment, that was a good idea, and it just seemed to work out. And I said, let's do it again, see if it works. And the next one went viral. And then about 2 weeks into me doing that, everything was, you know, popping off, and my account got banned, and I was back to nothing.
Why did you get banned?
Well, just from accumulation of like, you know,
that's a thing?
violations. Yeah. From, you know, telling jokes, you know, that probably wasn't PC, you know. I mean, I grew up in an era of watching Chappelle and everything else, and it's like we didn't grow up in the sensitive world where everybody was offended over everything. And, you know, that was kind of like a me figuring out, oh, there's certain stuff you can't say these days, you know, had no clue, you know. And so my account got banned, and I had, you know, made like a little backup account and gave it to Crystal, you know, just for her to scroll on. And I had been tagging her account from my account whenever I did videos with her. So she had amassed like 2,000-3,000 followers. And when my account came down, I was like, well, that's the end of it, you know. It was a good run. 600,000, that was a lot, you know. And I went on live that next afternoon and, you know, telling people, hey, go to TikTok and, you know, submit a support ticket for me so I can get my account back. And somebody got on there clowning me, talking about, hey, we got your account banned. You ain't never going to make nothing. I said, okay, it lit a fire under me. And 30 days later, I had 3 million followers on that account because I ended that live, walked inside, and I started recording videos and posting them like crazy, 4 or 5 a day. And every one of them was just going stupid. And yeah, so
'Cause I feel
That's
like
wild.
those kind of reaction videos have become a thing now.
Yeah.
But I feel like I remember you, in my opinion, were one of the first people that I saw starting to do that. And you've consistently done that. And
yeah.
you know, people always tell me it's like the key to podcasting is consistency and, you know, not getting frustrated. And
I think that's the key to anything in life. You know, if you know, every successful person throughout history, you read any autobiography, there was a point in their life where they were like, this ain't gonna work, you know. But they was either too stupid or too resilient to realize that they should have quit, and they kept pushing forward and became successful enough where they had an autobiography.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of why I don't sit back and reflect on what I did yesterday. I keep my head down and keep moving forward. You know, and now I will look back and see, you know, kind of at numbers, I'm like, you know, that video didn't perform well. And a lot of people will look at a video that didn't perform well and they try to blame it on everything else. Like, you know, oh, the algorithm didn't like me on that video or whatever. I never have. I'm always like, nah, it's a shitty video, do better. You know, I put it all back on me, and then, you know, I just continue to try to do better, you know.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed even with our music career, it's like in doing the podcast now, like I look back at our career and I feel like I'm scared to put out new music a lot of times
Why?
because
You don't get punished for putting out bad
Exactly.
stuff.
So
What do you do?
I'm
What-
shooting
what-
myself in the foot by having that mentality.
Bro, what happens if you put out bad content or a bad song? Nobody hears it because it don't
Right.
get played. Nobody sees it because it doesn't get up on the algorithm. You don't get punished for it.
No,
It's
you don't.
there. You
a good
know,
point.
that's why I don't delete videos
Yeah.
that don't perform well. A lot of content creators will delete videos, and I always say I don't do that. You know, because I think it messes with your numbers when brands are trying to look at you
Right.
for brand deals and stuff. But I always say those videos serve a purpose. You know, not every song on a record gets played on the radio, but that song had its place on that record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and some of the deep cuts are some of the best songs you'll hear.
100%.
You know, that never made it to radio. So I that's how I kind of look at videos. I'm like, I'm not going to take down a video that didn't perform well. I'm just going
Smart.
to leave it there, and it may resonate with somebody, and it may not.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
what you
there.
said resonates with me. I mean, big time. Just that video was shit. Do better. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm never gonna know how people are gonna react to our music unless we put it out there.
You'll never
And
know.
Who knows? Maybe the one that I thought was trash is the one that goes crazy and
Some of the
opens
most-
up millions of doors. And
Some of the most
like, gotta
successful
get out of my own way.
videos. Some of the most successful videos that I've ever recorded and posted are the ones that were like just throwaway videos where I was like, I just need to post something. This is never going to do any good, and it just pops off, and I'm like, never saw that coming, you know. But I would have never known had I not posted it.
yeah, yeah. I
Same
think it's
thing.
so easy to get lost in the minutia, the details of, the algorithm and trying to fit in and find your
Forget
place
that.
and music that doesn't work. So
Yeah.
why would it work in this? And
Yeah, no, go record. Hell, I mean, if you're done recording, stop recording. But if you still
it
want
out.
to, but if you still want to record, go record.
yeah.
And play them for you guys. Play the songs that you want to sing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
That
I mean,
part.
not in our defense, but like I think we've been guilty of kind of chasing a sound, or like, oh, we got into this and we sounded as much like the Eagles as we possibly could at the time. Now I'm looking at the format and what's popular. That style and what we've always done, what's authentically us, is what has always done the best for us. And
You say
now-
you're chasing a sound, but how the hell are you going to find that sound if you don't play sounds to try to get to it?
Oh no, you're 100% right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think what I'm saying is getting lost in the minutia and the bullshit is what you get so in your own head that you don't chase anything, and you don't record, you don't write, you just kind of sit there and you spin your wheels. And I think,
But I think you're at a
you're
not-
starving the fans at that point. You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, I think you're at a point now in your career where both of you guys, you have kids. The things that are important, what's really important now.
Mm-hmm.
Sing the songs that you want to sing.
Yeah.
Record the stuff you want to record now. You don't need to make anybody else happy up and down Music Row anymore. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You're Love and Theft. If you've got a resume, you're fine.
And the most success we've had is when we did what we wanted to do, when we recorded and put out the songs that we loved and wanted. I mean, we fought tooth and nail to get the single Angel Eyes to be our single.
Yeah,
over
they
on
picked a
Sony.
different song.
They didn't want that one. And we
Are you serious?
We fought as hard as we could.
Thank
And, like,
gosh we did.
I remember we both found out. I mean, he just broke down crying. He was so excited. I cried in my hotel room that night because I was so excited. But
We just knew it was like gonna be huge for us, and then the label was fighting us on it, and we took it to radio and played that with the one they wanted, and even the radio people agreed, and so they started kind of helping us like get back to the label and be like, hey, like we love this Angel Eyes song, and we were like, see, and then they switched it in the middle of the radio tour, switched it to that song, and it was like a game changer for us. It was awesome.
every time we bet on ourselves, we've always won. Every time we bet the wrong horse, we screwed ourselves. And,
Yeah.
And then I think most of our failed attempts at stuff is when we just weren't true to ourselves and what we wanted to do, and we bought into the hype of an A&R guy or a label saying, oh, this is the one. And we're like, okay, you're the label, you know better than us. But we realized very quickly that they don't know what they're doing either.
Nobody does.
Nobody,
That's
you're
like
right.
that's like shit kids think when they're young is that people have it together. Nobody has a clue what they're doing. If anybody, world leaders, politicians, successful business people, everybody's flying by the seat of their pants. Some people are just better at making decisions than others, but nobody truly knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Period.
I was talking to my
know?
dad at breakfast about that the other day. I was like, Dad, as a father now, I realize that you didn't have a clue what you were doing raising me. But I thought you had it all together as your son. I'm like, now I'm realizing you didn't have a clue. You had to deal with all kinds of adversity, and you're just trying to make the next best right decision.
Yeah.
And you know, he screwed up a lot. He did a lot of things right, and I can't fault him for the screw ups because I'm screwing up a shit ton these days with my own kids. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep making my kids think I got it all together though, just for a while, as long as I can.
Dude,
don't worry, they're smart. They know if you don't.
Yeah, well, eventually you'll start getting smarter.
Yeah.
You know, the kids think you're stupid as hell, but the
But I
older
think-
I get, the smarter my dad gets.
I think the other thing though is now with social media, you guys could sit right in here, play a song that you're working on, put it on your social media,
Yep.
and let the fans tell you whether it's good or not. You know what I mean? Because the people that really love you, the people that are really Love and Theft fans, they're all of a sudden you got 1 million views on this one reel of, you know, this one little snippet of a song that you might be working on. You go, okay, that might be what we need to go lay down now.
And truth be told, up until we started this podcast, the hardest thing for us as artists is to, in my opinion, create content, meaning like filming it, and everybody has to be a videographer now, and you can't just be an artist and play music. So for us, you know, we've had some peaks and valleys, but you know, we've been struggling financially for a while and stuff, and it's hard to hire a videographer to follow you around everywhere you go. Then you have to pay them to edit everything together. It's like, so, you know, we're looking even at this as an opportunity, to sit down on that couch, play some music, put stuff out there, see what works, see what doesn't, because we're in a place where we can actually do that for the first time in a long time. And
Have you ever?
really. And I'm excited just to be able to, you know, like you said, just do what we want when we want, put it out there, and allow people to see the art that we're creating. Because up until this point, it's like, okay, you hire a videographer, you get 15 videos out of it. How do we make these 15 videos last 6 months? Because I don't know when we're going to get paid again for another big show.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to, but you can't sustain a social media page with 15 videos over the course of 6 months. You need 5-6 a day, consistently posting. You need 3 to 4 reels a week. There's so many different things, and you should post this many stories, this, that, and the other. So I think I just got burnt out and stressed out and anxious thinking about all the effort that has to go into it, looking at the end goal and not thinking about just the incremental progress that's going to get me there. And once I started ignoring, you know, I want to be Morgan Wallen, I want to be Luke Combs, and just focusing on, you know, the next move, making the next right decision, it's like the whole picture became a lot clearer, I think. And I didn't feel like I had a boat anchor strapped to me and I was just trying to, you know, keep my head above water. Now I don't think there's any rules anymore. And I think we grew up in a time in the business where there were so many rules in order to get from point A to point B. And now there's a million ways to get there. And I think we've been stuck in that old school mentality, and I think we're trying to break out of it.
And the best way to get there is be unapologetically yourself.
Yep. People
can see through that shit, man.
Yeah.
That's why, like, anytime I do a video with, like, you know, a professional athlete or something, it never does well. You know why? Because they're too damn tight. They're scared of losing sponsorships. Mm-hmm. They're scared to say something just a little bit wrong, you know. Those videos never do well at all. You know, I can take Joe Blow off the street and do better than I can with an A-list celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because, dude, you're an independent artist now, right?
Yep.
Go be yourselves. Who gives a
do
shit if
whatever
a
we
few
want.
people get upset?
Yep.
You know? Is what it is.
Yep.
Those people that get upset were never going to like you anyways.
You're right.
And the other thing, find the fire that you had when you first started. You know what I mean? That hunger that
Well,
you
they
had.
can't. They're both sober now.
I love how he has a Yeti over there that we can't see through it. You know, he's not in the bar's plastic clear cups. Yeah, very sober.
You're talking crazy shit for somebody drinking ice vodka right now.
It just goes down smooth, man. It's some funny tasting water.
A question: what is, not living in Nashville, what's your go-to spot when you are in town?
Oh, for me, it's Losers.
Okay.
Here in Midtown. Yeah. Once I discovered Losers and became friends with Steve Ford, I don't know where I don't even know how to get to Broadway at this point. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I've gotten spoiled, and I just stay over here in Midtown.
Yeah,
I don't
this
know.
is where I go to.
Yeah. I mean, Steve's just made it so comfortable over there, and it being a dive bar, it's kind of what I'm used to. So that's where I go to Hall's Chop House, eat a steak, go hang out with Steve for, you know, a night or two. And when you're on that back porch with Steve, you don't ever know who's going to walk back here. And
that's fun.
You hang out and smoke cigars, and you've got Kid Rock or Theo Vaughn or whoever's sitting back there with you. You're like, oh, okay, this is kind of neat.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
I love that about Nashville.
My wife worked here for, I think, 7 years. And, I mean, we spent almost every night here
Yeah.
for years. And then once you stopped working here, spent so much time here. And I think they've just created a culture that, for artists in particular, you feel comfortable here. You don't feel like you're going to be bothered by people. I mean, Steve does a really good job keeping that back deck kind of off limits to anybody except for his really close friends and people that are kind of influential in the business and just entertainment in general, athletes, all kind of stuff. So I think people just feel safe here. So it's very, you don't have to keep your guard up. You know, if you're here that, you're not going to be bothered and your business isn't going to be put all over the place. Which is cool. And I think that's why so many people do love this area and these two bars in particular. And
how much business has been done on that back porch?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, so much.
And connections that have been made and everything else. Like, it's insane. Like, the connections I have in Nashville are because of hanging out at Losers, And you can go in there on any given night. You don't know who's going to get up on stage.
Yeah, it's fun.
Snoop Dogg would jump up there, or Riley would jump up there. It's insane, right?
Yeah, like, there's very few places in town where that kind of culture exists. Most people don't want to go down to Broadway and do that. I mean, even most of these artists that have their names on these bars,
they're here.
They're not at their own bar downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's because those are more licensing deals anyway. But I mean, like, this is actually Riley's place. Like, he's here all the time, and people know that if they come here and hang out long enough and he's in town, he's gonna show up.
Yeah.
Morgan's been in that bar down there one time that he's.
No, I don't think. He went down there for an interview, but he wasn't allowed down
Yeah.
there because of the whole chair throwing, which I do got to say was a good throw.
Yeah, heck of a throw.
Yeah.
Very good.
First round draft pick in Redneck Olympics.
We throwing lawn chairs. Number 1 draft pick, Morgan Wallen.
There probably is like Redneck Olympics. I feel like there is.
There was a Florida Olympics this past year, and I got invited to it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Right? I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
Go next year.
Yeah, maybe we just throw on a white trash Olympics.
Bro, if we did,
so we on the phone over here.
Well, Grayson Russell's texting me about tomorrow. That's all.
Okay.
Real quick. Just my apologies.
It's okay, man. I just
Talladega.
pick up your phone whenever you need.
I thought you were looking at Redneck Olympics.
The first race at Talladega every year.
He was looking at porn. He can lie to y'all, but I seen what was on the
That's
screen.
why I have this screen on there to where you can't see what I'm looking
Damn,
at.
is that your wife?
On my phone.
Congrats, brother.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, brother.
Look at this was with Fruit Loops.
Damn.
She just sent me this one. She shot this on her own. Our little dachshund was filming it. I was like, dang.
Yeah, her lighting and camera work's getting really good.
Lady Bird is pretty smart.
Yeah.
But no, the Talladega race used to have a Redneck Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, like the night before. That's on Saturday night.
That was my kid's first time seeing titties in real life.
Daytona?
Was Talladega.
Talladega.
Yeah.
Have y'all been to the Talladega race?
I've never been to Talladega. I've been to Daytona a few times.
Shit, boy.
I felt like a bad dad and a good dad at the same time. I'm like, hey, stop looking. Because we was down there on the infield late at night.
Talladega Boulevard.
Dude, I didn't realize it got so wild. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have brought a 10-year-old down here with me. He was having a blast. Blake. Blake's wild.
Yeah,
Blake's unhinged.
Really?
Blake will say some wild shit, man. And he was just like, when I seen it, he seen it. And I looked at him and he was like, I was like, stop looking right now. Close your eyes.
They have stripper poles.
It's
and they bring
wild.
in local
do.
talent, which, by the way, not great.
No.
No.
Talladega's not.
I can't
Not the
believe
local
that.
talent.
I know. It might be a surprise, but Talladega's not known for their strippers.
Background, have you ever gone to Sturgis?
Dude, I want to go to Sturgis is going on this week. I want to be there so bad.
Oh, it is?
No,
I
I
didn't
went
know
I went to Milwaukee,
Right.
and I'm doing some work with Harley Davidson. I'm partnered with Harley Davidson right now. And dude, everybody keeps asking me, "You going to Sturgis?" I'm like, I want to go so bad, man. I'm going next year. Come hell nor high water.
Don't take
Carissa
Blake
wouldn't
with
let
you
me go.
because there's lots of titties at Sturgis. So.
You sure it ain't too late that I can't go to Sturgis right now?
What time's the flight? Leave tomorrow.
Fuck a flight. I'm not going to a motorcycle rally without my hog.
I carry mine everywhere I go.
Smart.
I meant Harley, yeah. But no, dude, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be able to go out there without riding out there. That's like a rite of passage. You ride out there.
Yeah, makes
I'm not
sense.
getting out there and people be like, "Did you ride or did you trailer?" Hell no, I ain't trailering. I'm riding.
How long have you been riding?
Off and on, probably since 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
I'd love to get another motorcycle with my wife. I had a few really bad wrecks, and
Yeah.
it scared me pretty good. I'd like to get another one, but
Well, you're old enough now and sober, like you probably got good walking around sense now. You know,
yeah, I did some stupid stuff on a bike back in the day.
I think riding, you know, you got to be a little bit more like mature in order to get,
agree.
you know, because you realized how quick life could change, you know. So like me, you know, I
Can't do
used to get on a damn, you know, outlaw style Dyna, and I would ride like a damn madman. Right. Now, you know, I'm just out there and enjoying it. Now I will lean into some curves. You know, I'll throw that knee down a little bit. You know, but I don't do anything unsafe anymore. Like I know what my bike can do. I know what I can do. I don't outride my skill. I don't outride the bike. You know, and I don't do it when anybody else is around. You know, so. But now, younger Justin. Hell
stupid.
brother. Hey, dumb, stupid.
where
Eric
the
got a
danger comes
DUI on a moped once
Huh?
I did.
in East Nashville.
How? Because
a
they're
Vespa?
not even.
I mean,
It's like a golf cart.
it was such horseshit. I rolled. It was a favor for not saying I wasn't drunk. I was just less drunk than I probably normally was. So, our buddy Landon.
Which is most people's like blackout,
yes,
right?
of course. But I wasn't quite there that night.
What did you blow?
I didn't, because I was just like, this is so stupid. I'm not. I mean, right as I was leaving, it was one of our other producers. It was his 40th birthday, and it was, you know, the peak of Fireball. Everyone's drinking Fireball,
Yeah,
so he had
man.
ordered a round of Fireball shots. Like, I go to grab it, and I said something to make him laugh, and he spit his shot all over me. So I reeked of booze. So I get on this guy's moped. He couldn't get it started. I like hot-wired it or something. Got the thing started. Rolled it down the hill. No, I kick-started. And then we lived probably 15 minutes walk from, you know, this bar. So
About 20 on a moped.
exactly.
It's faster to walk.
Yeah,
This cop says that she had to use evasive maneuvers to avoid me hitting her. Needless to say, I had no idea this woman was even anywhere out there. She said she had her lights on for 4 blocks, and was like, okay, the bar is less than 2 blocks from here, so this is a complete lie.
Or you went around
Or
your
that
elbow
is
to get to your
also
butthole.
possible.
There's a
That is
chance.
also possible. I don't think I did that this night. I didn't want to put my feet down, stop the thing, and then start again. It has no power to begin with, so I'm like, all right, there's nobody coming. It's 2 a.m. We were supposed to be going to, I think, bus call or something. We delayed it by like 12 hours.
We were at Red Door East.
Yeah, anyways, this cop she comes over to me, pushes me, because she said I almost caused her to have a wreck. She pushes me, I fall off the bike, and in the report it says he was so drunk that he couldn't stay on the bike and fell off. I'm like, all right, well, first of all, this isn't the case. She didn't have her dash cam on in the car. I mean, and she just had kind of an axe to grind with me, I think. But
We still can't get into Canada.
yeah, still can't get into Canada. I mean, and then she showed up at court and like made an example out of me. I mean, I got screwed in the whole situation. But the funniest thing was, I'm sitting there in handcuffs on the curb, and Landon, the guy whose bike I'm riding for him, goes blowing by me like 70 miles an hour in my car. And she makes a comment. She's like, "Oh, should have stopped him." And eventually get back to my house, and he's passed out on the floor the next morning. But yeah, so I
Good
guess
times in East Nashville.
DUI
That was when we had the
moped.
houses next to each other, man. That was wild.
And our managers at the time were 2 pro wrestlers that were both like 6'10", bald, massive dudes. Like their best friend was Jeff Jarrett, and like they both came and bailed me out of jail.
Jeff Jarrett with the guitar, son.
That's right.
Oh, that's
right.
awesome. Yeah,
never
that'll take
never
it.
lived that one down with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eric likes to ride too, like you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's 2 different types of riding, you know.
Most definitely.
Shows up to Sturgis on a Vespa.
That'd be awesome, dude.
It was called like Big Montana or something was the name of this thing. It had like a
Nice.
big like basket on the back of it. I mean,
I want
Big
them to-
Montana, that sounds a lot like Brokeback Mountain, you know.
trust me, I looked like
I
I should
want
have
y'all to
been
go to
broke
Sturgis on Vespas and jump on stage and start singing Angel Eyes in front of all these Hell's Angels and everything.
back. I think that would be a viral
That
video.
would actually might do really well. I mean,
You ride some Vespas up on stage with some biker jackets and say, you know, like, you know, Sons of Vespa or something.
Take us like 9 weeks to ride them out there.
Yeah.
Made it 6 miles a day.
Damn.
Could you imagine doing a Vespa, like do that like from coast to coast or something like that?
You die. Nobody pays attention on the road. You wouldn't make it to the other side of the, U.S. alive.
I don't think we'd make it out of Nashville, to be honest.
Hey, no, you probably wouldn't, because I have rode through Nashville when we was coming back from Milwaukee, and going up, and then coming back, bro.
Dangerous.
I spent more time on my feet on the pavement,
Yeah.
on the interstate than I did actually, riding.
Yep. And people here do not care.
I don't know.
so many
I don't know what's
potholes, too.
worse, the traffic through Chicago, Atlanta, or Nashville.
I have a couple of buddies that moved up here in the last probably 4 or 5 years from Atlanta, and they're like, I'm telling you, this is worse than Atlanta traffic. Worse
And
than
that
LA
says a
traffic.
lot, brother.
It's the circle, man. It's just like so
Yeah.
confusing to people that are just going somewhere else. They don't live
Well,
here.
the city doesn't have the infrastructure.
That's
in
what I was
my
about to say, the
opinion,
infrastructure here is
support
just
it.
not-
I mean,
yeah.
sure, if it stayed a small town like it always has been, I mean, it would have been one thing. But now, I mean, just can't support. all
What
the
year
people.
did y'all move here?
I moved here in 2004.
That was 05. I
But yeah,
remember
when
that.
we moved here, I mean, none of that stuff on Demumrian was here. I mean, Nashville looked. I mean, I pulled up a picture the other day that I took years ago, just driving around, over on the other side when we get off at Shelby Avenue when we lived in East Nashville, and like, you don't even recognize the city. It looks completely.
Well,
different.
and it's expanded so far north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Yep.
I mean, like used to, like what is it? The town south of here, Franklin, was not like that.
No, it was just
at
a quaint
all.
little, tiny, cute little city. And now
And
it's-
Huntsville, Alabama is pretty much the same now.
Yeah.
Like it's all the way spread out to Madison.
Is it?
It's wild, man.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people in town that complain about it, and
Yeah.
most of the people
I
that
like it.
complain about it are the transplants that moved here,
That caused the problem.
that wanted to move somewhere that was nice, but they're the reason that it is what it is. Yet
Yeah.
you don't really have many locals complaining because they love it. Property values going up. I mean,
I came here right after basic training in AIT. Me and my buddy came up here for a weekend, and I can remember Broadway this was 2002. Broadway was not what it is today. I mean, it was a handful of bars, really. And
You know
it
what
was
though?
just-
It's a good thing. It's a
really
good
is.
thing and a bad thing, because there's not many places left to where people can go out and hang out in town and there'd be that many people. Like, look at all the malls closing across
Yeah.
America. Everybody's sitting at home, scrolling on their phone or playing the PlayStation or the Xbox, whatever. It's kind of refreshing to see the younger crowd out and raising a little bit of hell, to
Oh,
be
I agree,
honest,
I agree.
I like it a lot.
I mean, it's
That don't mean I want to be down there with them.
I ain't gonna be in the middle of
But
it.
you're proud of them.
but
happy
it's
for 'em.
I'm happy for them. Yeah.
the other side of the lack of infrastructure. It also is good for that downtown Broadway area because you don't really have to pass through that area to go anywhere else. Like if you're gonna go downtown to Broadway, it's like a very purposeful thing. Like you're
Yeah.
going there, like you don't have to. It's not like Manhattan where if you want to get to Lower Manhattan, you have to go through the Upper East Side
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's
And if you're a tourist and you come into town, you've got, for the most part on Broadway, you got everything you want
Yeah.
You
on
don't have
one
to
street.
leave.
And it's like, man, I want to go to 10 bars tonight. You've literally taken 50 steps to go to 10 different bars.
That's awesome.
And that part to me is amazing, right? And then if you want to get away from that, you come to Midtown, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit right here in this little
Yeah,
block
never
or
have to
two,
leave if you don't want
and
to.
you've got all these really cool bars.
Because
with
I'll
live
ask
music.
people when they come to shows like, oh yeah, we were just in Nashville. I'm like, well, where'd you go? What'd you see? Oh, we stayed at Dream Hotel downtown, and we stayed on Broadway. I was like, well, how long were you in town? 10 days. It's like, you never left Broadway for 10 days? They're like, yeah, we never, and we didn't
Yeah,
go to all the bars.
why would
That's
you?
wild.
You don't have to.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's literally everything is there. I mean, they've done a great thing, even with blocking off the streets the way they do. I mean, there's so many people down there. You can't have those streets open, yet somehow people are still getting hit by cars and stuff down there every weekend.
Yeah.
Bachelorette party, capital of the world now.
Yeah. We're
It's
number
what?
2 in Savannah.
Really?
It's
Yep.
what?
Nashville is the bachelorette party capital of the world. That's like number 3 for dudes. If the strip clubs were like better and had less rules, it'd be probably at number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we flew home Sunday morning, and walking through the airport, just from the D gates, I saw probably 15 different pockets of women in big cowboy hats, rhinestone boots, and like fringe denim jackets. Like,
Still up from the night
all
before.
wearing
Yeah,
the thing,
never
looking
went to
like
bed.
absolute hell.
Yeah. Yeah. We get the same thing in Savannah. We
Yeah.
have, it's the like number 2 or number 3
I
bachelorette.
love Savannah.
Yeah, like capital, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like
Yeah.
we have open contain, like
Yeah, you can walk around.
yeah, the to-go drink thing.
Drugs.
No, Savannah's not that bad when it comes to
What was the
that.
name of the bar we used to play in Savannah? Saddlebags?
Saddlebags,
yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
He wants us to come back. He actually texted me the other day, by the way.
Saddlebags, like
That's a
like
really cool
horse
place.
saddlebags or
Yeah.
motorcycle.
That's the
saddlebags?
only country
know.
It's
bar.
supposed to be a horse, but
Yeah.
Well, we're about to get another honky tonk there. We have
Really?
there's a second one that's opening up, but there's no competition to Saddlebags down there, so it's
Yeah.
the only country bar. There's actually a second one that's opened up, and there's about to be a third one, but it's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a right beside Saddlebags is the JW Marriott now, and I don't know if you guys were there.
that's new
when-
since we've been there.
Yeah, so it's like absolutely beautiful. And we have a coffee shop and in our apparel store right beside Saddlebags too. So Saddlebags is fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you go down there, but it's also one of those places after about 1:00 you don't want to be in there.
Yeah, it gets a little rough. But I mean, we had some fun nights there because we'd always park our tour bus in that little kind of alley right next
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
right behind it, man.
Everybody that has to leave has to walk by it, so we'd all just hang out in like chairs by the side of the bus, and our tour manager would just pick people to come over.
We
and,
partied
like,
with Cadillac 3 back here one
Yeah.
night.
I love those dudes.
Yeah, man, it was
I
fun.
remember when I was drinking, there's that hill that goes up right
Oh, yeah.
behind it. It's really steep. And then the hotel we always stayed at was up on that hill back behind there. And one night I had the bright idea to climb up there, probably naked, slid down the hill like
Probably,
15, 20 times.
Yeah.
Finally remember getting back to the hotel room and looking in the mirror and just covered in mud from head to toe.
The greatest concert you'll ever go to in Savannah is when Widespread Panic comes.
I
Really?
bet that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, because they're a Georgia band, they've written so many songs about Savannah,
Really?
and they'll
Oh,
come.
I didn't
and
know that.
They'll do like 2 or 3 nights in a row in Savannah.
Damn.
Yeah,
First record we ever put out was called Live in Savannah. It was Lyric Street just needed us to record something to put out, and we were on tour with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And we played in that little civic center right in downtown, and that was like that at that point that was one of the biggest places we had ever played.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And from then on we went and played a couple other arenas with her after that, but yeah, so Savannah had a very special place.
we have a
to
new
us.
arena now too.
Do you really?
Little 10,000 person arena. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I heard it's awesome for what St. Patrick's Day is like the.
It's the largest St. Patrick's Day parade
Yeah.
in America.
Wow.
It's the second biggest in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a 4.5 hour parade. We start about a week prior, and then it goes for a week after St. Patrick's Day as well.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah,
dude.
like it's the biggest, it's the craziest party you'll ever experience in your life. It's Mardi Gras on steroids. It really is.
Wow.
It's wild what goes on St. Patrick's Day.
Listen, did you know that the birthplace of Mardi Gras was Mobile, Alabama?
Yeah,
No.
I actually
Well, now
knew
you
that.
do.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that was one. At first, I didn't know this was one of your fake. You're
No,
like,
that was
making
a real
stuff
one.
up.
No.
I was like, is this real? Or?
I was sitting here. I was like, I've sat here for a long time, and ain't said shit. Maybe I ought to say something. I don't know.
live in a cooler place outside of Fort Walton. I mean,
Oh man,
I
Fort
don't
Walton
know,
Beach
man.
is
Fort
nice,
Walton Beach is
man.
pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah,
I
ain't
mean,
got
we've got the
butter
Gulf
up.
of America down there.
That's a good
It
point.
is.
You go deep sea fishing down there?
No,
Oh man.
I don't like the water.
Oh really?
I do. I'm not Moana by any stretch.
Oh,
You
you're
don't
not?
just call my name. No.
Yeah.
No, I like living down
the
there.
movie.
Moana.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Moana 2 is about to come out, or didn't it just come out? Or
the fact that
came
you
out.
call it
It's
a
really good.
film,
Yeah.
it's a great film.
It
That's
is.
something you would give to like
It's a great
The
motion
Godfather.
picture. Yeah.
It's a great film.
it's a good-
Moana.
Motion picture.
Yeah, it's
really
not a
good.
film.
I've seen it a lot of times. I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a phenomenal film. Casablanca's a film.
That's a good one too.
yeah. It's like, you put it in the same category as Moana.
Motion pictures, you know, they're all the same.
moving pictures. I remember those.
Bro's over here
come
talking about Charlie Chaplin, you know.
Don't you hate people that are like, they're really into like movies or something, and they start rattling off movies that you've never seen, like 7 people have seen, and they're like, I guess you like
Kind of
old.
like you did earlier.
Like they're like, you like old school, and I'm like, yeah, I like old school. That's not a good film. You need to go see blah blah blah. And you're like, who's ever watched that? And they're like, oh, it was huge in France. I'm like, what?
France.
Cannes.
Yeah.
Sundance Film Festival.
I was
or
just
whatever.
literally about to say Sundance Film Festival.
Some wild stuff.
Nobody watches those movies or whatever.
Yeah, we were over in Germany a couple months ago now. We were over there for about a month, and we played a couple full band shows, and we hired a band over there to play with us. So we're all in this van, had like an 8-hour drive back to Austria where we were all staying, where they were from. And so me, Steven, and our friend John Satterfield are just listing off like we just went through probably 150 movies, like all on the same page, probably the top 150 movies. These guys are in the back, and they hadn't seen any of these, and then they come to a movie. I forget what the name of it was, but it was like something that was like a Netflix, just a horrible movie that was apparently popular over in Austria, and they just start going on and on and on about these horrible movies that they'd seen. But there's only like 4 or 5 American movies that they were even familiar with. Like they weren't familiar with The Sound of Music.
I couldn't believe
Austria.
it.
They never
I
even
could not
heard
believe
of
it. They never seen The Sound of Music, and I was like, that blew my mind.
Which I have to be honest, I've never seen The Sound of Music.
I
It
know,
was
but they
filmed in
live
Switzerland, right?
But right, it's in
Yeah.
or
Austria.
Austria. It's like right where they
Austria.
live. That's why we were shocked that I hadn't seen it. But then we start going through these movies like, seen The Godfather? Have you seen?
They're like,
A
oh
Few
yeah,
Good
we've seen
Men?
that. I'm like,
Like
okay.
those were like the only 2 that they had seen. And then like all these classics, they just had no clue. So like a lot of our references, like when we all like quote things from movies and we're expecting them to know what we're talking about. It's like, okay, so you guys have just been courtesy laughing this entire trip when we're saying
Good
stuff.
Christians.
I just had
Being
no
good
clue.
Christians, yeah.
But I guess us as Americans, we just assume that our culture and everything else is the same as it is everywhere else. It's like that's not really a thing for them over there.
Yeah. Asian Andy, does Vietnam like Americans? Have y'all forgiven us? I appreciate
He
y'all.
said, I
We
have.
call them they.
Yeah. Who the hell is they?
Well, besides this, the White Trash with Money podcast, what else do you guys got coming up in the next little bit?
I don't know. I just fly by the seat of my pants.
I
I
like
don't
it.
know. I do have something pretty cool I'm doing in like 2 weeks and I know this is horrible, but I can't talk about it. I had to sign the NDA, but it's gonna be coolish. He don't even know. It's so cool. I
That's
can't
awesome.
wait, man. And I won't be able to tell anybody until damn January.
Really?
Oh wow.
Well, that's pretty cool. Gives me an idea of what it probably is.
Yeah.
Happy
Something in
Gilmore
that
3
Oh, that would be awesome. wouldn't it?
already.
Yeah.
Already filming it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. No, there's a few things working, but I don't know. I just try to take one day at a time, man. Just keep my head above water.
Yeah.
You know.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus.
Sing it.
Pass that off.
No, you sing it.
No,
Yeah,
I can't sing.
Fill in the blanks.
No.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
we
man.
enjoyed it. You know.
It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. And
We've
thanks for filming y'all's podcast over here too.
Thanks for letting us film
Yeah.
the podcast over here. You know, and that was one thing we didn't do on ours is we didn't think who we was.
We didn't start-
Shit, we may have to do that tomorrow.
Let's do
We
that
just
tomorrow.
Slip it in. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
slip it
Nah, you don't
in.
need to do that.
Yeah, no, we will. Even though you do have a better graphic on the TV than what we had for ours, it was just a black screen with a logo.
Hey, it looked really good on camera though.
I tell you
so-
what, though.
I like your logo. It's cool.
Hey, when I get home tonight, I'm gonna have a damn graphic on that TV tomorrow.
All right.
I guarantee you that.
We need just a dumpster with our logo on
Yeah,
it.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that idea.
Y'all's logo is incredible.
It is good.
Just watching.
We're
a couple
waiting on that
podcasts, it's
cease
so
and
good.
desist to drop. You
It's
know,
coming.
any day now.
It's coming.
It's great. And
I don't think they
you're
can,
gonna film
'cause we've
some stuff in
changed
front
it.
of a dumpster. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to go film some intros or something in front of the dumpster out back.
Yeah.
You know. So
That's awesome.
we're just having a good time, man. That's all it is.
Yeah,
good.
well, it's fun
Y'all
to
are
watch,
fun.
and y'all are hilarious.
Yeah.
and
I appreciate it.
Wish y'all all the success in the world.
Likewise.
You're great
Thank you very
together,
much.
too.
We'll be back. We're homeless, so we
Awesome.
will be back.
There you go.
It's yours anytime you want it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, even if you take Chris Young from us, it's fine.
Oh, we're gonna give him shit tomorrow,
Dude, I cannot wait for that interview tomorrow. But like, hey, so what I found out last night was that you stood somebody else up that's in the room, and you had.
Well, tomorrow what we'll do is we'll stand up at the end of ours because he's our last guest tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll stand up, take the picture and stuff, and like you say, hey, sit right back down real quick, Chris, for one more picture, and then you just sit down and you just start recording.
Well, welcome to In the Blind.
The logo changed right away.
Yeah, but like, by God, we got you.
You're trapped. You're here now. Man, I got another meeting. I'm sorry.
But no, Chris is such a sweet guy. Like,
Yeah.
he would just be like, all right, let's do it, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, for
He
sure.
would
Even if he
feel
didn't
so
want
bad.
to, yeah.
Well, like at the very beginning of our career, like we were on Lyric Street, he was on Sony, and we were doing radio tours at the same
Yeah.
time. So at that point, like you're on stage with these people every night for like a year.
Yeah.
So we became super close with him, and like,
Yeah.
and he even said his mom's told me a couple of times, he's like, he was on the brink of getting dropped over at Sony, And he was like, I didn't have many friends in the business. He was like, you and Steven always just, and Brian at the time, he was like, you guys were just always so good to me. And I was like, likewise. I mean,
Yeah,
you
he
spend
said,
that much time with people, you become really close friends. I mean,
He's
then you
such
don't
a
see him
good
for
dude.
years, but you don't ever
he
forget
is.
that. So,
Yeah. Tuxedo waiters.
dude, he's so good.
Black
One of the best
tie.
voices I've ever
That
heard.
voice is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of the best
yeah,
classic
Justice, I
country-
know.
No,
It's
Oh.
not me. Not me. I can't
Justin
sing.
Danger
No.
Nunley's now.
No.
Stephen, quit being
Serious
nice
singer.
to him.
He's being nice. He's
That's
being nice. They're down vocalists.
That
over here.
hat's
They're
on the
like,
that hat's on the last little notch already. We don't need it to get any bigger over there,
Well, Matt Lyda, Justin Nunley, thank you guys. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having us.
coming
We
on.
appreciate
We
the
appreciate it.
hospitality.